Hello everyone, and welcome to my updated Illusions Inspiration Chrono Rotation video. This is my second of 3 videos, being Chaos Chrono, Illusions Chrono, and Solo Chrono for 5-man content like Fractals. The other videos will be linked in the description below. When running Illusions, we can change the Seize the Moment trait in Chronomancer for Chrono Phantasma, granting increased DPS, since we have Phantasmal Haste in the Inspirations line, granting us quickness to share whenever we summon a Phantasm. The rotation is nearly exactly the same as Chaos Chrono, however it is slightly shorter due to the reduced cooldown of Continuum Split thanks to the Master of Redirection trait in Illusions. Let's get into the rotation. We begin the rotation with Phantasmal Swordsman followed by Illusionary Leap. We use Tides of Time into Continuum Split, followed by Signet of Inspiration, Well of Action, and then Mimic. We leave Continuum Split, use Tides of Time again, followed by Signet of Inspiration. When our weapon swap, it is around 2 seconds cooldown. We use Well of Action, followed by Mimic. We then weapon swap, use Signet of Inspiration, and then Signet of Inspiration a second time thanks to the Mimic. We now have a fair bit of downtime where we can DPS and do other mechanics. When Well of Action comes off of cooldown, we use it immediately and then wait until its final pulse. Just before its final pulse, we weapon swap, use Tides of Time, and then wait for Signet of Inspiration to come off of cooldown. We then use it off cooldown immediately. We weapon swap back to our offensive weapon set as soon as possible. Well of Action comes off of cooldown. We wait until 2 seconds until our weapon swap. We cast Well of Action. We then weapon swap, and then use Tides of Time again. We do not use Signet of Inspiration this time round, as its cooldown will not line up with the next Continuum Split, so we just ignore it for now. We weapon swap back to our offensive weapon set as soon as we can. We now use this time to build up 3 clones if possible. If you do not have 3 clones by this step, you can always just restart the rotation from the very beginning. We cast Well of Action into Continuum Split, followed by Mimic, weapon swap, Signet of Inspiration, Tides of Time, and then Signet of Inspiration. We leave Continuum Split and then use Tides of Time again. The rotation now from this point is exactly the same as the beginning. We use Well of Action, followed by Mimic, we weapon swap, use Signet of Inspiration, and then use Signet of Inspiration a second time thanks to the Mimic. We now have, once again, a fair bit of downtime until our next step, so we can do DPS at this point or do extra mechanics. Well of Action is almost off cooldown. We use Well of Action as soon as it comes off of cooldown. We then wait until its final pulse. We weapon swap just before the final pulse into Tides of Time. We now wait until a Signet of Inspiration comes off of cooldown, and then use it immediately. We then continue the rotation as normal, and repeat. That is it for the Illusions Chrono Rotation update. This build is best used in an encounter where boon spam is not required by Chaos, and you can use additional DPS. If you have any questions, feel free to comment down below and I'll try to get back to everyone. Make sure to subscribe for future rotation updates and check out the other updated rotations in the description below.